I say on here all the time that this is not an agenda driven channel. I think one of the biggest problems that we have in the mainstream media and society in general, there is this tendency, there is this perceived notion that we must agree with each other 100% of the time. For example, if you're a conservative, you have to agree with every facet of the platform. You have to staunchly defend someone like Tucker Carlson or Sean Hannity, even if they're wrong in a situation. The same goes for the other side. It's especially prevalent with the woke. Social justice warriors, they refuse to call out their own kind. Leah Thomas, a prime example of what I'm talking about. We just talked about this yesterday, how the mainstream media was silent for months while Leah Thomas was stealing NCAA championships. It's not a healthy dynamic. It is okay to have disagreements. No one is going to agree 100% of the time. You guys don't always agree with me. Sometimes I'll say something wrong or factually incorrect. You guys will point it out to me. Sometimes we will simply agree to disagree. It's all fine. Throughout March and April, we spent a lot of time highlighting deplorable behavior at Little League baseball games and AAU basketball games. In every one of those situations, the shitty behavior always came from the parents or the coaches. In the vast majority of cases, coaches have a kid or two on the team, so it's pretty safe to say the shitty behavior always came from the parents. We spend a lot of time here on the channel calling out the stupidity in the world of the woke. So it is only fair to call out the same thing when it's coming from someone that I usually agree with. Matter of fact, I often use his site for news. It's one of the monthly media subscriptions that I pay for every month. I was actually surprised that this story wasn't posted to his site. I found the story on Mediaite instead. Now, I'm not going to roast Clay Travis like I would roast your average social justice warrior. The reason being, I respect Clay Travis. I have zero respect for a woke dumbass. With that being said, I completely disagree with what Clay Travis did yesterday. When you have a platform, when you have an audience, there is a level of responsibility that comes along with it. Your opinions, your words, they carry more impact. It's one thing to complain about the umpiring at a Little League game with your friends at the bar. It is completely different when you're complaining about an umpire and hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of people will hear it. Over the weekend, Clay Travis attended a Little League tournament that his 11-year-old son was playing in. The problems with the home plate umpire started immediately. According to Clay Travis, he took a 10-minute bathroom break during the middle of an inning. Now, I can understand why that would be frustrating. It's hot as fuck in Nashville this time of year. I know if I'm in that situation, the last place I want to be spending my Sunday is roasting in the heat and humidity, watching a painfully boring Little League baseball game. So I get it. But hell, the dude had to use the bathroom. Shit happens. The next complaint from Clay Travis had to do with the umpire asking a kid to take off his gold cross chain before he came to home plate. I'm not exactly sure why this is a big deal, but KC Major League players wear chains to home plate all the time. Yeah, they do. They're also grown men. These are kids. Kids are notoriously clumsy. They break everything. If I had to guess, the umpire was just looking out for the kid. He didn't want his chain to get broken during the game. He was simply giving him a heads up. Hey, might want to take your chain off so it doesn't get broken. If I'm the parent, I would appreciate the gesture, but what the hell do I know? I don't have kids. Moving on. I'm going to let Clay Travis describe what happened next. Roll the film.
My 11-year-old is up to bat. 2-0 count. Pitcher throws a ball. There are runners on second and third, 2 outs, basically a 1-run game. Pitch comes in. It's a ball. Catcher pops up, throws to third. Ball gets to third, no issue. The runner who's on third gets back, has no issue at all. He calls my son out for batter interference. All right? So if you've ever been to a Little League game, I've been to hundreds. I've been to a lot of college and Major League Baseball games. I've never seen this called.
Okay, so he has been to hundreds of baseball games, Little League, college, Major League Baseball. And Clay Travis has never seen batter interference called. That immediately caught my attention. I thought this was a somewhat common rule in baseball. Now, admittedly, I don't watch much Major League Baseball anymore, so I did some research to see how common it was called. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to say that it's all that common, but I found 2 compilation videos on YouTube that featured nothing but batter interference situations. One video was over 5 minutes long, the other was 11 minutes. Each video featured Major League Baseball games from just the past few years, so it ain't that uncommon. So if Clay Travis has never seen it called, he obviously watches as much Major League Baseball as I do, which is almost none. The umpire, he calls out his son for batter interference, which ended the inning. The game, it's a 1-run game at this point. This was a huge call. If anything can be considered a huge call in a Little League baseball game, I guess this was a huge call. I was under the impression the game was supposed to be, fun for the kids, not taken so seriously, but again, what the hell do I know? I'm not a parent. The kids called out. It ends the inning. Let's hear how Clay Travis reacted. Here we go.
So when he calls my son out, I say, "You've got to be fucking kidding me." It's exactly what I said. I reacted immediately because of the significance here. It's a 1-run game. You've got a 2-0 count. The pitcher's going to have to throw. My kid's been hitting well. Good chance that he's going to get a hit or put a ball in play and potentially get 2 runs, which could give us the lead. So I just say, "You've got to be kidding me." And the umpire comes undone. He rips his head off, his cap off. The inning's over, right? And he's like, "You can talk about this on the radio if you want, but you can't talk about this like me with me here. You're gone." So he throws me out. This is a Little League baseball game. My thing is, hey, wait, you're getting paid. Kids aren't getting paid. You are a professional. So you should, in my opinion, be held to a professional standard. If you're getting paid, I don't care who the other people are, you should be held to a professional standard.
I'm going to stop it right there for a second. First of all, what is the significance here? This is Little League Baseball. Is there anything significant about Little League Baseball? This is not Game 7 of the ALCS. An umpire makes a bad call in that situation, millions of dollars are at stake. You're talking about a trip to the World Series, extra money for the players, extra money for the franchise, extra money for the city, extra money for the staff working at the stadium. What is the significance in a fucking Little League baseball game? The only significance should be the kids having fun. That's it. But let's get to the part about this false expectation that because this Little League umpire is being paid, he is a professional. This dude is not a professional umpire. If he was, he would be calling games at the college or major league level instead of wasting his Sunday afternoon dealing with angry parents like Clay Travis. Just because someone is paid, it doesn't make them a professional. I'll give you an example. I will lay out an analogy to show you the difference. Have you ever ordered a steak from an upscale restaurant? I'm not talking about Ruth Chris. I'm talking about an actual upscale restaurant. 5-star dress code. You're not walking out of the place without spending a few $100s. Go order a $100 steak at an upscale restaurant. Then go over to Longhorn's and order a $20 steak. What's the difference? KC, it's the quality of the meat. That has a little bit of something to do with it, but the real difference is the quality of the chef. The chef at the upscale restaurant, he's making $100,000 a year. He went to culinary school. The chef at Longhorns is making $15 an hour. He was trained for an hour, then they put him behind the stove. Which chef is the true professional? It's no different in Little League Baseball. The expectations and the quality of umpiring at the Little League level compared to the Major League level is substantial. You don't hold an umpire in a Little League baseball game to a fucking professional standard. It's absolutely ridiculous. Hell, you should just be thankful that the guy showed up. They can't find people willing to put up with this bullshit anymore. There is an umpire shortage across the United States. They can't find them. Situations like this, it's not part of the reason, it is the reason. The problem is the mentality of the parents. See the mentality for yourself.
My suggestion for everybody out there who's an umpire is just think about this. Like if this had happened in Major League Baseball, the umpires get tossed in a heartbeat, right?
The thing is, this is not Major League Baseball. It's Little League Baseball. A bad call in the major leagues, depending on the situations, a bad call in the major leagues can have a significant financial impact on hundreds of people. A bad call in Little League Baseball, who fucking cares? There is no comparison. I understand Clay Travis wanting his son to succeed. I understand him wanting his son to have a perfectly called baseball game. I get it. But that's not reality. We talk all the time about participation trophies, kids being pampered. And here we have a situation where the parents are trying to shield the kids from human error. There will always be human error in sports. It's part of the game. I hear all the time, instead of teaching kids about transgender butt bongo, we should be teaching them how to follow rules. Then when an umpire enforces a rule, we get mad about it and blast them on a platform that reaches hundreds of thousands of people?
And if you are so power hungry that you have to call kids out for minor violations of the rule, and frankly, where there aren't even rule violations. Because I guarantee you, if we sent the tape in to whoever this loser's boss is, they would say, yeah, he was wrong here. So you want to talk about doing a bad job? That's the very definition of doing a bad job. And I'm sorry, I'm going to hold you accountable for it.
Being a Little League umpire is not a job. It's not a career. It's volunteer work that pays a little bit of money. You ask most Little League umpires. Some are doing it for side money, but most of them do it because they enjoy the game and they enjoy watching the kids. Then we have the parents fucking everything up, and you wonder why. We have an umpire shortage across America. This happened on Sunday. Clay Travis posted this rant yesterday afternoon. He had over 48 hours to cool off, and he's still pissed off about this? Why? Why? I don't get it. A meaningless Little League game that, if I had to guess, most of the kids have already forgotten about. I don't understand the vitriol. I don't understand the anger. And look, like I've said several times, I'm not a parent, so I can't relate. But my dad, he attended every Little League game that I played in. I'm sure there was some shitty umpires. I don't ever remember him giving a shit about it. I went to one of my nephew's Little League games last month. I think I told you guys about it. Parents, coaches, they were complaining about the umpires. And these kids were fucking 5 years old. Like I said, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I have no idea of the level of skill on that field in Nashville on Sunday, but I'd be willing to bet not one player in that game Clay Travis is complaining about, not one player will be playing Major League Baseball 10 years from now. Like I said, I have a lot of respect for Clay Travis. 2 years ago, he was one of the first to call out the woke bullshit when no one else was willing to call it out. Matter of fact, it was unpopular to do so. But like I said, it's okay to disagree. And I do not agree with Clay Travis using his platform to call out a volunteer umpire in a meaningless Little League baseball game. But let me know what you think. Am I completely off base here? Is it okay for Clay Travis to use his platform to call out the perceived wrongs in a Little League game? If you disagree with me, let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.